Hi guys, my name is Alex, investment expert at Inside, and today we're going to be covering another interesting project that is taking place in the coming weeks here in the UAE. In a prior video, we already talked a bit about Ras Al Khaimah, which is the Northern Emirate, and you can see the link here. And I'll cover a bit of the basics as well, so you're up to speed. Let's take a look at the map. So Ras Al Khaimah is the Northern Emirate. It's about 45 to 60 minutes north of Dubai. And what's interesting about it is that in January of 2027, the first casino in the UAE is opening its doors in Ras Al Khaimah. Who's building this? It's being built by Wynn, which already has a casino in Las Vegas, and this one will be twice as big. What this means is there will be amazing restaurants, there will be top performers who are coming to this space for concerts, as well as a lot of entertainment around the area. Those of you who are in the real estate market, and of course if you're watching this, probably are, you understand what this is likely to do to real estate prices in the area. Right now, it's interesting to note that there is already an existing tourism and real estate sector in Ras Al Khaimah. Just in last year, there were over 1 million tourist visitors to Ras Al Khaimah, and you might ask why. So one is it draws, let's say, more adventure seekers because there is more mountains for hiking here, which I know, having lived in Dubai, was a surprise to me at some point. It also has the world's largest or longest zip line at almost 3 kilometers long in Ras Al Khaimah. And also it's a very beautiful resort-like feel, which is different than the hustle and bustle business feel of Dubai at times. Now, there are 3 areas to pay attention to here, and I'll cover them briefly. So one is here, which is Marjan Island, where the Wynn Casino will be right here. And right now there's some 3- and 4-star hotels here and some residences that are slowly being built. Here we have Al Hamra Village, where there's Falcon Island, which is the other project that I spoke about recently in a video that I think is a fantastic investment as well. And here we have Ritz-Carlton, Waldorf Astoria, golf course. So there's already some existing infrastructure over here. And lastly, the last area here is Mina Al Arab, Hyatt Island on the right, where a lot of development is also happening right now. By the way, all of these are freehold for those of you who have that question, meaning you fully own these outright when you purchase. Let's come back to Al Hamra Village, where this new launch from Ellington is taking place. I'll note that a couple of weeks ago, there was already another project released from Ellington called Porto Playa. You can see the pictures here, and it sold out almost instantly. Ellington, as some of you may know, is a high-end premium developer here in the UAE, and this new upcoming launch will be their second project in Ras Al Khaimah, which is also telling you they're more of a boutique, high-quality premium developer who's very selective about where they place their projects. And the fact that they're putting their faith in this region is already an indicator of this prospective growth of Ras Al Khaimah. What's interesting is you can see they've done a lot of work in AI analysis on where each flat is going to face and to make sure they all receive optimal sunlight. And honestly, this is something that's pretty normal for Ellington. They focus a lot on functionality and the quality of their buildings, and this is why they typically command a price premium in the market. While we don't have all the details yet, they haven't been released for this upcoming launch, is going to be somewhat similar. I'll come back to the map so you can see where it's going to be. It's going to be here between the Ritz-Carlton and the Waldorf. So it's a pretty affluent area. It's on a golf course, and the project will be called Golf Views, and it will be 2 phases. Each phase will have 2 towers. So all in all, there will be 4 towers in this launch. In terms of pricing, it's roughly 2 to 2.5 million dirham for a 1-bedroom, and roughly 3 to 3.5 plus for a 2-bedroom. Also, there'll be some studios, there'll be some 3-bedrooms available, but the main focus will be on 1 and 2 bedrooms from investors. It's worth noting, and let's take a pause here to consider some number perspectives. In Dubai, oftentimes in the past, people have focused on buying studios and one bedrooms, and even now, this is starting to shift as the population grows. And by the way, in Dubai, it's going to double in the next 15 years to almost 7 million. We see developers starting to build more and more larger spaces, so villas, and investors are starting to focus more and more on 2-bedroom apartments for rentals and for resale. The same is true here. So the demographic who's going to be coming to this region is likely going to be families rather than single travelers. So a family coming to, let's say, either the casino or the restaurants and the beach, they're going to need a larger place to stay. So if possible, my suggestion would be to invest in a 2-bedroom here or even a 3-bedroom, as those will be even easier to rent out compared to similar units in Dubai. Taking a look at numbers. Recently, Astoria Resorts announced that they're opening their doors here in Ras Al Khaimah, and a villa there is going to be around $3,500 a night. Now, if we blow that out to a year, that's roughly $1.2 million a year. That's potential income. Now, let's take a comparison to, for instance, villas here that are available, a residential villa, for instance, like Falcon Island, where it costs roughly $2 to $2.5 million. If we rent that out, even at a, let's say, 30% discount and take a lower occupancy rate, say 70%, we're still getting around $600,000 a year for this kind of villa. You can see that over the course of a few years, say 3 to 5 years, you can actually cover the cost of that villa, and so you can hold it on for longer and sell it later for an even higher resale value. Let's come back now to our apartments in Ellington's project. Our analytics department actually predicts that it will be similar in terms of equity upside as well as rental potential. And the question is, how do you get into this project? Because this is a high potential project, it's not a regular booking procedure. So to get in, you actually would need to submit an EOI, or expression of interest. And the EOI you can submit through us, and because we have a number of clients submitting them, together we have a lot more influence on the unit selection and are able to get high quality units with the best views for our clients at launch. This means that if you at launch decide not to purchase it, you'll still have a final decision to make in the moment, then this EOI is refunded. So to sum up, there's a very high potential project launching here shortly in Ras Al Khaimah, which will be growing in value over time due to the launch of the new casino, which we've already covered in a prior video. And it's being built on top of already existing affluent infrastructure like 5-star resorts, as well as a golf course. And it's also, by the way, right next to beautiful waterfront with water that you really want to swim in, which, by the way, in Dubai, you don't always want to do if you've been around some of the areas that have a lot of yachts. So if you'd like to get into this project, if you're inspired by this region, please reach out so that we can help you build your unique, let's say, portfolio strategy and execute it specifically based on what you need. And for any other needs in the UAE in terms of property investment or for living, come to us and we'll be happy to help you out. See you next time.